Of all the springs, constant force springs are some of the most dangerous.
You're on the dangerous side. Yes, I am.
But these springs offer a consistent force over a long range of motion and require minimal space to do so. We're Jordan and Megan, and we are converting our cargo trailer into a perpetual adventure machine. We hope you'll join us as we build a bed platform and prove out our elevator bed concept without using winches, batteries, or any electronics.
We're professionals.
Oh, you're professionals in what?
Don't ask, because we can't figure that one out.
Using 2 springs in each corner will double the weight each corner will support.
Each string is 33 pounds. Put together, what is it?
66.
It's double. Okay.
Yeah, it doubles it. Okay, let's put this, roll yours into mine real quick. My first attempt was to laminate 2 of the springs together
Like that?
so they would take up less space.
Dowels
Let's grab
maybe,
something to
push
put
it.
inside of it.
Yeah.
Any object that stores energy is inherently dangerous.
You're on the dangerous side. Yes, I am.
The sudden release of that energy has to go somewhere, and it could be hard to control.
I'll hold so it unwraps towards you.
Of all the springs,
And now you're pulling double.
constant force springs are some of the most dangerous.
You were able to.
No.
I think you have to come up off of it.
This one has to come back out to
Yeah.
They have sharp edges and have a large range of motion. These particular springs could retract from 50 inches down to 2 inches in the blink of an eye, and in the process, you could get cut to the bone. We definitely had to use safety gear, especially gloves.
Hold tight. Hold it. Okay.
Hey,
Wow, you guys got
coil it.
Yeah. We were able to laminate both springs. But once we started retracting, we found that it's binding.
Back this way. You think it'll straighten out when it gets all the way up there?
The binding would cause the inside spring to buckle near the end. So that wasn't going to work. Our next best option was to install them back to back. We built a quick test fixture out of wood and mounted it to the top of a ladder. From this, we hung a toolbox weighing roughly 65 pounds so we could test the spring function. This test fixture had the springs mounted in a cavity, which creates a lot of friction.
If there was 0 friction, then it would pull this up.
Right now, I would think it would pull this. So the toolbox did not raise and lower very smoothly, but it was still a good proof of concept. Once you pass like 1.5 inches, you hit that constant force point.
Okay.
We added a PVC drum to each spring. The PVC was a cheap and easy solution that happened to be the right size for the springs. Ideally, the inner diameter of the drum would match the axle, but we figured this would at least provide support and a smooth surface. We drilled holes and installed axles in a piece of aluminum extrusion and mounted a pair of springs. The test showed us that they worked
Very nice.
We cut 4 pieces of the aluminum extrusion and put together the final spring assembly.
We needed 4 metal V-brackets and 2 beam supports. I cut and shaped each one out of a 1/4-inch aluminum plate using an angle grinder. I would have loved to make these on our milling machine, but at the time it was not operational. Each bracket was installed onto the plywood using bolts and T-nuts.
After installing the brackets in each corner of the bed platform, we cut out the V from the wood. It was now ready to be tested in the trailer. First, we had to secure our mount and rail system to the wall. L-track is also known as airline track, as it is often the rail used to secure passenger seats on an airplane. Then, we could put the bed platform into place to test its fit and to make sure it landed on the mounts properly. We picked up a center support beam along with a slatted bed base from IKEA. The slats will essentially act as a box spring and allow airflow under the mattress to prevent mold.
In order to hang the bed from the top of the wall, we made Dyneema whoopee slings to connect the springs to the top of the L-track. A whoopee sling is a rope with an adjustable loop in it that functions similar to a Chinese finger trap. They allow for length adjustment while staying locked where you set them.
You can purchase a special tool for splicing rope called a FID. We just use a coat hanger and it worked great.
The springs are oriented horizontally. We needed to redirect the whoopee slings to exit the bed platform vertically. Originally, we wanted to use pulleys for this, but couldn't find ones we liked. Our solution was to attach a single chain link just outside a hole in the bed platform and pass the slings through it.
After we attached the whoopee slings, we piled plywood scraps equal to the weight of the mattress on the bed platform to allow us to move it up and down. Otherwise, it would have been too light. It would rise up and stay up at the ceiling. It was finally time to put the mattress on. We have a purple foam mattress that weighs about 100 pounds. Since it's a foam mattress, we had to roll it up like a burrito to move it and get it up onto the platform. We could then remove the scrap wood. When the spring strip is extended, in our case when we lower the bed, the built-in pre-stress in the spring material resists the loading force, the bed platform, at a consistent 0 rate. For a much simpler explanation,
Our bed system functions very similar to some windows.
check out our last video if you haven't already.
After using the bed for a few months, we found it was a little bit noisy and slightly difficult to lift. So we replaced the PVC drums with new delrin ones and installed larger stainless steel washers. These improvements definitely helped the bed operate quieter and smoother.
With the springs exposed, we were concerned it was a bit unsafe and not the most attractive. Harbor Freight had a 6x9 painter's canvas for $9, and Home Depot had some cheap fence slats. Together, they would create a barrier should the springs ever fail and complete the bottom of the bed for a nice finished look. Thank you so much for watching. We learned a lot from building a constant force spring bed system, and we admit at times testing it was a little bit terrifying, but we are super happy with how it turned out. Give us a like if you are enjoying what you see, and subscribe if you haven't already. If you have any questions about the bed, you can reach out to us on Facebook or comment below. We will put the links to all the bed hardware and components in the description below. We hope you'll join us next time as we pick up where we left off on our build. Come with us on our perpetual adventure as we continue to create our tiny home on wheels.